Welcome. This is where we take real questions from people and we chat about them in the community. So I'm going to ask you at the end to put some comments down below and give me your opinion on this question. Let's get to today's question. I have been cheating on my wife for a year and now she found out and is threatening to leave me. How do I tell her that it's her fault and I didn't do it on purpose? Hi, I'm Ann. Y'all ready to chat? I gotta tell you, we gotta talk this one out because my first response would not be very productive. And I'm sure a lot of you out there are seething over this one. But I gotta tell you, if he's been cheating for a year, I'm reasonably certain it's on purpose. So let's get to this. Cheaters dream up ways to justify their actions. They completely rewrite their marriage to do this. For example, I bet if you asked this guy, he'd say that she wasn't there for him or didn't appreciate him, or here's the best one, she doesn't like sex. These are all excuses that cheaters make. And when he gets caught, he'll stand there in front of his wife and spew all of this out. He's using blame as a weapon to excuse his behavior. Here's a couple from the blame book. If you wouldn't have blank, then I wouldn't have cheated on you. And here's another one. If you would have been more blank, I would not have cheated. This blame the cheater uses on her pushes his guilt away and continues the deception. The cheater feels empowered by this deception, but it's a false power. Keep in mind, the more he pins his affair on his wife, the more he continues the deception. He refuses to own what he did. Blame is insidious. I mean, it takes little small pieces of truth and blows them up out of proportion. And when it blows it up, it allows us to deceive ourselves. Your marriage may not have been a bed of roses, but you've put a magnifying glass over every little problem and used it to justify your infidelity. By doing this, you laid the groundwork for the blame that you were going to use as a weapon once you got caught. Your wife knew your marriage wasn't perfect, but she hung in there. She didn't go out and screw around. She kept her vows. You cheated. You chose to cheat. I believe in free choice. Do you? Free choice is the ability to choose an action from at least two options without restriction from an external party. Did your wife restrict your free choice? By saying it's your wife's fault and you didn't do it on purpose, says she restricted your free choice. She governs everything in your relationship. Is that true? Because I seriously doubt your wife put you in the car and drove you to the hotel to screw around with your mistress. Yeah, I'm thinking you did that on your own. Until you're willing to accept responsibility for this affair without any justifications or excuses, your wife is going to continue to be in pain because of your infidelity. She won't be able to move on. And sometimes when you can't move on, you leave the person. So, you've decided to man up. And when you finally do, don't throw in blame in your declaration. All you have to do is say, I accept responsibility. It was all my fault and I'm sorry. That's all you have to say. You don't have to say, I accept responsibility because I was lonely. Because I was lonely infers that your wife wasn't there for you. So you don't say that. That's laying blame. That's laying guilt. All you say is, I was responsible. I'm at fault. Period. Overcoming the betrayal of an affair is very difficult. And a couple can usually only get through this through a third-party professional helping them. So couples therapy, in other words. that might be the only thing you can do to save your marriage. So I highly suggest you and your wife do that. But you have to own the affair first. It's hard, but it can be done. And ladies out there, don't give in to the blame deception. If you're in this situation, it's not your fault, it's his. So what do you think? I'd love to hear in the comments below. Until next time, thanks for the chat.